Hey guys, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft, and we're off on another truck camping trip. I'm about an hour and a half from our cabin, so I think I'm going to stop by there. I've got some stuff I need to take care of. It's going to take a couple of hours, and we'll climb in the back of the rig here and I'll show you around a little bit. We'll just shoot a quick video on my setup, what I used last night on our last adventure, and kind of give you an overview of what I found that works for me. All right, hang on, here we go. Oh, don't forget the seatbelt. Truck will start screaming at me. All right, now we're ready. All right, apple time. I was going to say apple picking, but they're already picked. So this was always one of our favorite places to come and buy apples and apple products. We'll go inside and I'll show you what it's like. Well, that was cool. The pink ladies are usually about this time of year. It's a little early for the pink lady apples, but they had a very nice selection of them, and I got a peck of those to take home. The wife will be excited. It is by far our favorite apples. As a matter of fact, that's what we planted at the cabin three years ago, and we're still waiting on apples. Takes apple trees a while, so I'll be buying some from here for a couple of years more, I'm sure. But got my own on the way. They're growing slowly, but they're growing. I'll show them to you when we get there. We have arrived. So this is my little piece of heaven. My little getaway. There's little blue. I have to tell you the story about little blue one day. All right, let's get these batteries charged up. That's what we can stop by here for. It's going to take them a couple of hours, so we'll hang out, have a good time. So I told you when we were at the apple place that I would show you my orchard at the cabin. So here it is. I've got a variety of apples planted. Oh, there's my beehives. And they're mostly pink ladies, but you have to have pollinators. So I've got Jonathan, Macintosh, Liberty, and then these three right here are Yozuris. And then my other beehives are inside of a dog kennel because it has an electric fence around it, because the bears like to tear into the beehives around here. So yeah, they're growing. They're about 12 foot tall at this point. They were about 5 foot tall when I planted them. They're 3 years old, and I've got a few years, another couple of years anyway, before I'll start getting apples. So I'll be buying them from my my supplier there for another couple of years anyway. After that, we should have plenty. So my rig starts out as a 2013 Ford F-150 with the FX4 package in the 6.5 foot bed and a large fuel tank. I think it's 32, 38 gallons, something like that, but an extremely long range. Now when I bought it, it had custom wheels on it that were trimmed out in red, and that was one of the reasons why I got the red topper, because the wheels, the FX4 stickers, and the camper shell kind of set things off from each other, and I liked it. And now it just kind of stands out, so I'm thinking about painting it white. But the reason I chose this particular package is because in this particular truck, and before you Ford haters get out there after me, I've owned Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge. I've had great luck with all of them, but this Ford had the largest back seat that I could find, and I really wanted that because I had a teenage son that was traveling with me at the time, and it gives me plenty of room for that refrigerator in the back, which was a big game changer. The truck topper itself is an ARE. You can see that it's the higher rise camper shell, and that allows me to sit on my bed platform and have some headroom. I built the bed platform myself. The drawer pulls halfway out, so it only goes half the depth of the bed platform. The front end has a door that opens up. That's where I keep a lot of gear, recovery gear, tools, my shower system, my bathroom system, all of that type of stuff. Back here in the back, this is mostly my kitchen. To go along with the kitchen, in the back I have 2.5 gallons Dometic water container with the USB rechargeable pump. I keep a box up front that has miscellaneous food and snacks in it, but mostly dehydrated meals, and I normally keep the Jetboil in there, but I took it out when I had the truck worked on and I haven't put it back in there yet. A DeWalt fan. All of the stuff that I can put on the truck that DeWalt makes, that's what I stick with, because I already had DeWalt tools, and I wanted to keep the batteries where all the batteries operated the same. We can go through what I carry on the truck at a later time. Cooler rides in the back, and that's mostly for beverages, and I saved the refrigerator for my food. The reason I haven't replaced the rim that got broke is because I can't find one. It's no longer being manufactured, and I'm having a hard time finding it. It wasn't as easy as just ordering up a new one. So that's my rig, and that's what I'm running. So this is the reason we came here. I run a half dozen cellular cameras on the property, keep an eye on the place when I'm not around, and one of my batteries went dead. I don't know if I didn't charge it last time or what, but this is an off-grid cabin. If you want power, you have to run a generator, and not interested in doing that right now. So we're just going to plug that into the back of this Blue Eddy, because this is what I run when I'm truck camping. There's a couple of things that were game changers when it came to truck camping. One was this truck itself, and the other is the addition of a refrigerator and a way of powering it. And the cool thing about this is I plug it into the truck, so when the truck is running, it charges the power device. Then when the truck is off, it continues to power the refrigerator the entire time. Now, let's see, I plugged this thing in about 6 hours before I left home to start getting cold, because I didn't know if I was going to stop and grocery shop, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, it was running for about 40 hours. I'd only dropped 1 out of 6 bars on the Blue Eddy. So when I left Devil's Backbone Base Camp this morning, I plugged it into the truck and started driving it, and actually I did it at that Apple place, and that was about 45 minutes ago, and I'm at 60% full. It's charging 80 up, so I've got somewhere between 60 and 80% power left in it. Really nice system, and I like it a lot. Yes, it takes up 2/3 of the back seat, but it is so nice to have a refrigerator and have my food not getting soggy and wet and all of that. Speaking of that, I'm starting to get hungry. Maybe we should look at some of that food and decide what we're going to have for lunch. I think we'll do that. I think it's lunchtime. So let's just talk a little bit about lunch. I was going to cook breakfast this morning, and I brought all my stuff to do that. But I don't know how long I'm going to stay here. I might spend the night here, either in the truck or in the cabin. The cabin is just off-grid place, and it's just a place that we go and camp. It's not really a cabin with running water and electric and heat and all of that type of stuff. Everything is hauled in. It's just camping inside of a structure rather than inside of a tent or other camping methods. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay here, so I think I'm going to save my breakfast, because I might need that in the morning. And I've been craving hot dogs, and I brought some hot dogs, and I've got some chili and some onions, and I've got my stove and a cooktop, and I've also got my pots and pans. I think I'm going to fix a carnivore hot dog. In other words, no bun. I'm laying off of the breads. So let me get some stuff going, and we'll have chili dogs. All right, so let's get our stove set up. This is a new stove. I've been running my old Coleman stove for years. I guess I've had it since I was a teenager. And you know, always the complaint that I had with them was the burner system. But I'm using that particular stove at work all the time now, so I got a new one for the truck, and it has an improved burner system on it. You know, usually when you start comparing, which one did I start using? That one feels a little less. That one's full. That one's full. Usually, the new modern stuff I don't like as well as the old stuff, but I'm gonna tell you what, they have upped their game on this stove. The burners are much more efficient. It's a more even flame, and the control, the heat control is a lot better than it used to be. So I'm liking the new stove. We'll get that set up there. Keep a little tip lighter on there. Let's get our pots and pans out. I got this set that kind of nests together and it's kind of cool, but I'm only going to need the small one. So, actually, I can do this in the frying pan. That'll save a little bit of cleanup too. A little bit easier to clean a pan than it is a pot. So I'll just put that back together like that. Put my little handle on. Maybe this way. Still new to me. There we go. All right. Next thing we need is cutting board. And I've got one of those in here buried somewhere on top of my griddle, I believe. Yes, it is. And I'll bring you in here a little bit closer and show you this concoction I'm going to make. So we've got some, I like the Ballpark Angus, all beef hot dogs, onion, chili, and some easy spread cheese. So I'm gonna need to get that onion cut up a little bit. My flea market knife, I don't know if it's Mom or Wow, but I love it. Old school knife, nice and thin blade, slices and dices very well. All right, cut a little bit of the end off. Get that outer skin off. Then we're going to dice this up and go ahead and get that going in the pan right off the bat. Got a little bag over here, my trash bag. And, oops, slice is too good. Went all the way through. I don't care. I like onion in chunks, in slices. Hard to beat in my opinion. All right. Put dice on that last piece where we didn't get our cut done. And we might have a few pieces in there that are a little big. And that doesn't bother me one bit. All right, so get our flame turned on. Get that in there. Get our onion going. Cut up some hot dogs. Well, if I can open the pack. Oh yeah. Cut that down just a little bit. Going a little crazy. And I like to cut the dogs up so that it's easy to just reach in there with your spoon or fork when you're eating this dish. I like a good chili cheese dog, and when you start cutting the bread out of your diet, it's amazing how many things you miss. And if I do some kind of bread, it really needs to be homemade stuff. If I don't, my body does not react very well to it. But we're learning how to make breads, but tortillas do okay. So like my breakfast dish, I'll use a tortilla, and that doesn't do me too bad. All right, let me get the rest of this onion put away. And in the refrigerator, along with these hot dogs, another Ziploc bag, and I'll come back to you as soon as it's time to add the rest of the ingredients. Alright, we got our hot dogs browned a little bit. I'm not really trying to cook the onions all the way through. I like raw onions on my hot dog, but I do like them heated up just a little bit. Take that over to my trash can, and let's get the chili sauce on there. Hot dog chili. What makes a chili dog a chili dog. And we need to cook that just enough to heat it up. Get everything incorporated in good. The hot dogs, the onions, and the hot dog chili sauce. Now last time I did this, I added a little bit of mustard in it, but I'm not going to do that this time. I think the hot dogs, chili, and onion, cheese, I think it works on its own. All right, just that quick, it's bubbling. I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna add my cheese. You know, this high-tech cheese dispenser. I like it when I'm camping. It's quick and easy. And it's good with crackers and stuff later. You can even do little designs. Yeah, no, we're just gonna eat it. And I don't think you have to refrigerate this, but I have the refrigerator, so we'll read that and see. But in the meantime, I think we'll go sit on the front porch in the shade and eat. All right, well, I'm gonna sit here and enjoy. Nice bit of cheesy goodness. Let's see. Thank you, Lord, for a good day. You know, sometimes the simplest meals are good. They're just the best and easiest little camp meals. I mean, how long did this take? Just a few minutes. Onions are cooked perfect. Still got just a little bit of crunch to them, but it's a good sweet onion. All right, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me eat, starve you to death. I'm going to eat, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. Y'all take care, and I'll see you in a little bit. So lunch is over, and it's time to clean up. Keep me a trash bag over here tied onto the side of the truck. Take me a damp paper towel and just wipe out as much of the leftover food as I can get. Trying not to make a mess on the tailgate. Take that right over there. Add a little water, and I use this half-gallon little garden sprayer. Keep that in the truck. It comes in very handy for everything from cleaning up your hands to washing dishes. Get as much of that food out as I can. Do that one more time. Non-stick really makes this a lot easier. Go through a lot of paper towels when I'm camping. I do have some regular ShamWow towels, that type of thing. They come in handy too, but when it comes to cleaning up food, trying to keep everything sanitized, I just throw that stuff away. I just take a regular household kitchen sponge, cut it down, usually in halves or thirds. And I really only use one kind of soap in the truck, and that's Doc Bronner's. It's a little bit better on the environment, they say, and can be used for just about everything. I like it because it doesn't suds up a whole lot, but it's a real good cleaner. It's also what I use when I take a shower or a bath. Clean that real good. Wash my sponge out. And then using my sprayer, clean my pan. Couple more paper towels and dry it off. I'm ready to put all that back up. It's just that easy. The last step, after I've dried my pan, take my sponge, wring it out the best I can, put it in that drying paper towel, give it a good squeeze, and then just set that somewhere where to dry out. Once they get nasty, you can clean them or just throw them away and break out another piece. All right, that's cleanup. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for this adventure. It was a lot of fun. Until next time, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft, home of global safety and survival. God bless.